Ricky! Ricky!
No more. You told me it was hot, but I can see through that. Yes, you told me you were hot. Bum, bum, balloon, bum, 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 to the boot, oh, rude. 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 Oh, bum, bum, balloon, bum, 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 bum. I got a girl named Sue. She knows just
Rock and roll is a river of music.
I got a girl.
Rock and roll music is an art form. Rock and roll is here to stay.
She rock to the east, she rock to the west, but she's the gal that I love best. To the booty, oh Rudy, 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 to the booty, oh Rudy. Wop, 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 wop. Oh, wop, bop, loom, bop, lop, bam, boom.
America, the early 1950s.
Talk to me, Dad.
The value of being young was rising, and with it, the need to be different. Bored with the current hit parade, teenagers began tuning their radios to stations that played a more exciting kind of music. Black rhythm and blues.
Dallas and Fort.
Gradually, records by the top black artists began showing up on jukeboxes where white kids congregated.
I heard the news, there's good rockin' tonight. Gonna hold my baby tight as I can. Tonight she'll know I'm a mighty man. I heard the news, there's good rockin' tonight.
The Moondog Show. Hi, everybody. How y'all? This is yours truly, Alan Freed, welcoming you to the Big Beat once again on this.
Eventually, a few white DJs began playing rhythm and blues records specifically for teen audiences, some using the term rock and roll to hide its black origins. Among the most prominent was a Cleveland DJ, Alan Freed. Freed played all types of R&B records, but he was partial to the smooth sounds of black vocal harmony groups.
Life could be a dream, life could be a dream. Do, 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 shaboom. Life could be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and open we'll meet again. Boom, ding dong, ding dong, lang, lang, lang.
Records by black vocal harmony groups began to gain popularity with the young white audience. But rather than promote these unknown groups, the major record companies found they could sell more records if the songs were re-recorded by established white groups.
Now every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to, baby, we'd be so far.
Known as cover versions, these records were heavily promoted and almost always surpassed the original recordings in sales.
They
did represent a new sound, but it wasn't rock and roll.
Shaboom, shaboom.
The time had come for a white performer who could adapt rhythm and blues without losing its vitality.
Hey, Steve, we must be out of our cotton-picking minds. We should be getting some sleep instead of coming here.
Maybe so. But something's getting these people out of their houses. I'm going to find out what it is.
In 1952, a small-time country and western band from Chester, Pennsylvania, began playing a curious mixture of rhythm and blues and country swing.
Well, 6 times 6 is 36. I ain't gonna hit for 6 more licks. We're gonna rock.
This new music soon attracted an enthusiastic following up and down the New Jersey shore. When one of their recordings sold 30,000 copies, the future looked promising for Bill Haley and the Comets. But then, they recorded another song.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your ride rags on. Join me, hon. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock.
Rock Around the Clock was just a moderate success when first released in 1954. But its subsequent choice as the theme song for the movie Blackboard Jungle not only made the song the year's biggest hit, but catapulted Bill Haley and rock and roll to national attention. Bill Haley had given kids everywhere a music that spoke their language.
Well, now, what do you think? Oh, it's crazy music, man. That sends me, Jack.
That music sends me, man. It sends me. You gotta dig that music all the way.
Rock and roll is cool, Daddy, and you know it.
In the South, it was country blues, an older, more personal form of black music that began to interest young whites.
Nigger and the white man playing them up. The nigger beat the white man, scared to pick it up. He had the white.
One of them was the radio engineer, Sam Phillips, who in 1950 opened a recording studio in Memphis to record local black musicians. But as soon as the national rock and roll craze began, Phillips started thinking, if only I could find a white man who had the Negro sound and the Negro feel, I could make $1 million.
Now, if your mama's mean, take a tip from me.
Most of the white citizens of Memphis, as elsewhere in the South, had little use for the records Sam Phillips was making. They had been raised on country and western, or hillbilly music.
Step and Lord, you nearly lose your mind. Oh, pick it out, Jimmy.
Some Southern musicians, however, had begun to incorporate the blues into their country sound. One of them was a 19-year-old Memphis truck driver who spent all his free time hanging around Sam Phillips' studio.
That's a pop song now, Nilly.
When Elvis Presley first walked into the Sun studio, he knew he was special. Elvis told Sam Phillips he didn't sing like nobody. And he was right.
Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do it, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, Mama. Any way you do. Well, Mama, she done told me. Papa done told me too. Son, that gal you fooling with, she ain't no.
Elvis Presley's first record, That's All Right, caught Memphis by surprise.
That's all right.
Sam Phillips had found his man. Now, he had to make him a star.
Train a ride, 16 coaches long. Train a ride, 16 coaches long. Well, that long black train got my baby and gone. Train, coming down she's mine, mine, she's mine, mine.
By the early 1950s, Chicago's steel mills and factories had lured thousands of blacks from the Deep South with the promise of employment and a better life.
You're gonna be a son of a gun.
The country blues they brought with them were soon transformed to reflect the harsh realities of their new environment.
Then the world wanna know what this all about, but you know I'm here.
On Chicago's South Side, two Jewish immigrants, Phil and Leonard Chess, started a company to record the best of these urban bluesmen.
Let's run one down. Rolling, Master A. Master A, take one. Here we go, rolling.
Chess Records had a number of hits on the rhythm and blues charts, but by 1955, the Chess brothers, like other independent producers, were seeking ways to adapt this music to the expanding rock and roll market. Chuck Berry was just what the Chess brothers needed. With his first record, Maybelline, Berry became a national sensation.
Doing the things you used to do. As I was motivating over the hill, I saw Maybelline in a coupe de ville. A Cadillac rolling on an open road, nothing out to run my V8 4. Cadillac doing about 95, bumper to bumper rolling side to side. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You done started back doing the things you used to do.
The Chess brothers also signed Bo Diddley, whose distinctive guitar style quickly became his trademark.
Oh, Diddley bought a baby diamond ring. If that diamond ring don't shine, oh, Diddley take it to a private eye. If that private eye can't see, he would not take the ring from me. Oh, Diddley bought a natty gold to make it pretty baby a Sunday gold. Oh, Diddley bought a alley cat to make it pretty baby a Sunday hat. You made me cry when you said goodbye. Ain't that a shame?
In spite of the growing acceptance of rhythm and blues, cover versions by performers like Pat Boone still dominated.
You're the one to blame.
In fact, many new fans thought that Pat Boone's music was rock and roll
When you said
until they heard the original.
ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. Oh well, goodbye. Although I'll cry, ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame.
That's
this rock and roll all get started, anyway?
Well, what they call rock and roll now is rhythm and blues. I've been playing for 15 years in New Orleans.
New Orleans had always been a musical city. But in addition to the jazz clubs in the French Quarter, there had been a thriving rhythm and blues scene since the early 1940s. Following the success of Fats Domino, record companies from other parts of the country began sending their artists to record in New Orleans studios. One of these was a flamboyant young singer from Macon, Georgia, Richard Penniman, otherwise known as Little Richard.
I got a girl named Sue. She knows just what to do. I got a girl named Sue. She knows just what to do. She rock to the east, she rock to the west, but she's the gal that I love best. To the booty, oh Rudy. To the booty, oh Rudy. Ooh, to the booty, oh Rudy. To the booty, oh Rudy. To the booty, oh Rudy. Bop, bop, loom, bop, 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 bop. I got a gal named Daisy. She almost drives me crazy. Got a gal named Daisy. She almost drives me crazy. She knows how to love me, yes indeed. Boy, you don't know what she do to me. To the booty, oh Rudy. To the booty, oh Rudy. Ooh, to the booty, oh Rudy. To the booty, oh Rudy. To the booty, oh Rudy. Bop, bop, loom, bop, 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 bop.
I didn't want to record songs like Tutti Frutti and other songs like that don't make a lot of sense, you know, but the recording director went out, thank goodness. He told me to go ahead and do it because it was going to be a hit. So I said, all right. I didn't believe it, but we went ahead and recorded it anyway. And it was a hit. It was a hit.
Bop, bop, a loom, bop, 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 bop. I got a gal, her name's Daisy, almost drives me crazy. I got a gal, her name's Daisy, almost drives me crazy. She's a real gone cookie, yes sirree. Her little Susie is the gal for me. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. 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 Oh, bop, bop, a loom, bop, a lop, bam, boom.
And now to continue with our show, we're going to bring you some of the top rock.
But DJs like Alan Freed became more adamant in their crusade against cover versions, some even banning Pat Boone's records from their stations.
But my real name is Mister.
Gradually, the tables began to turn. The success of Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, and Little Richard enabled more and more black musicians to gain access to the national pop charts and to mixed audiences.
Well, now some may call me Joe, some may call me Mo. That's man Mosquito, he don't never take it slow. Well, now the up call me Mosquito, but my real name is Mister. Now the up call me Mosquito, but my real name is
I'm not a juvenile delinquent.
Even so, the most successful singers were those like 14-year-old Frankie Lyman, who had a sweet, innocent, and white sound.
Do the thing that's right, and you'll do nothing wrong. Life will be so nice, you'll be in paradise. I know, because I'm not a juvenile delinquent.
It seems to us a pretty fabulous salary. How do you spend it? I don't know about huge sums, but they go into trust first until we're 21. What do you spend the money that you do get? Well, we get an allowance of $27 a week, and that's to do with, like, say, cab fare or hamburger. Do what you want. Yes. You know, any, Have you got any particular weakness? Well, candy. Candy. Yes. And motorbike.
Yet as rock and roll was gaining momentum, so was the movement against it.
They're really rocking in Boston and Pittsburgh, PA, deep in the heart of Texas and round the Frisco Bay.
Why I believe that is because I know how it feels when you sing it. I know what it does to you. And I know the evil feeling that you feel when you sing it. I know the lost position that you get into in the beat. Well, if you talk to the average teenager of today and you ask them what it is about rock and roll music that they like, and the first thing they'll say is the beat, the beat, the beat.
Sweet little 16, she just got to have about $500,000, a famed autograph.
The obscenity and vulgarity of the rock and roll music is obviously a means by which the white man and his children can be driven to the level with the nigger.
Her wallet filled with pictures, she gets them one by one, becomes so excited, watch her look at her run. Oh, mommy, mommy.
Rock and roll has got to go.
They're even organizing a group to fight rock and roll.
This rock and roll is a musical noise symptomatic of a decadent and irresponsible youth.
I've been looking into this rock and roll stuff, and believe me, what I see disgusts me. We've set up a 20-man committee to do away with this vulgar, animalistic, nigger rock and roll bop.
If we choose to call that the communist ideology, I think we hit it fairly on the head.
Well, they'll be rocking in Boston, Pittsburgh, PA, deep in the heart of Texas, around the Frisco Bay, way out in St. Louis, way down in New Orleans. All the cats wanna dance with sweet little 16.
By the end of 1955, Elvis Presley had become popular throughout the South, but he still hadn't produced a national hit. Nevertheless, sensing his raw talent, RCA, with the help of manager Colonel Tom Parker, bought Presley's contract from Sun Records and launched a massive campaign of press and television appearances.
Hello? Hi, Gardner calling.
I have Elvis Presley on the phone. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Elvis. Just one moment.
Hello, Elvis. You know, less than 2 years ago, you were earning $14 a week as a movie usher and then $35 a week for driving a truck in Memphis. Today, you're the most controversial name in show business. What do you keep in mind mostly? I mean, some of the songs you're going to do or some of your plans or what? What goes through your mind? Well, everything has happened to me so fast in the last year and a half till I'm all mixed up, you know. I mean, I can't keep up with everything that's happening.
Your style of gyrating while you sing has been bitterly criticized, even by usually mild and gentle TV critics. Now, do you bear any animosity towards these critics?
Well, not really. Those people have a job to do, and they do it.
Now, do you think you've learned anything from the criticism leveled at you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't, huh?
Because I don't feel that I'm doing anything wrong.
America soon discovered Sam Phillips' dream. That white man with a Negro feel and a Negro beat.
Well, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, they said you were high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, you ain't never gonna have it. You ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but
I want to tell you something. Incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that I'm revealing any secrets when I say that Elvis Presley is the fastest rising young singer in the entertainment industry today.
Elvis
And
had
the
in
proof of
6
this,
months
Elvis,
achieved more
I would
fame
like
than
to present
any other singer in history.
It's a special,
Some people felt that
it's a
Sam
great
Phillips
award
had made a big mistake.
one of the great
But
theatrical
Phillips was
periodicals
certain
of
that
all
another
time,
one of his artists, whose record had just hit #1, would become even bigger than Elvis.
Of course, the record has sold, what, about 1,200,000 copies, right?
That's right, Perry. It makes me happy.
Well, I'm sure you're very happy about it, Carl. Is your trio ready?
I can get them ready.
Would you please? Friends, here he is. Very nice to have Carl on the show. Carl Perkins and the trio stepping out in their blue suede shoes. Blue suede shoes.
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Well, you can do anything but lay off my blue suede shoes. Yeah, you can knock me down, step in my face, slapping my name all over the place. Do anything you want to do, but honey, lay off of them shoes, don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Yeah, you can do anything but lay off my blue suede shoes.
Blue Suede Shoes had beaten Presley's first RCA record into the top 10. But an automobile accident on the way to New York killed a band member and prevented the group from touring for 9 months. Perkins recovered, but his career never did.
I would like to say right now that the people over at 20th Century Fox have really been wonderful. All the great stars in the cast, the director and the producer. This is our first picture, and they really helped us along.
Elvis was now the undisputed
With the help
king
the
of
very
rock and
wonderful
roll.
Jordanaires,
Yet ever since childhood, he'd had but one dream, to become a movie star. Now, that dream came true.
Love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Well, I'm gonna write a little letter, I'm gonna mail it to my local DJ.
By the end of 1956, rock and roll had created a revolution that could not be stopped. Teenagers everywhere went rock and roll crazy.
Today. You know my temperature rising, the jukebox blowing a fuse. My heart beating rhythm and my soul keep a singing the blues. I roll over Beethoven, tell Tchaikovsky the news. I got the rockin' pneumonia, I need a shot of rhythm and blues. I caught the rolling arthritis sitting down at a rhythm review. I roll over Beethoven, they're rocking in 2 by 2. Well, if you feel it and like it, go get your lover, then reel and rock it. Roll it over, then move on up. Just a try for further, then reel and rock with one another. Roll over Beethoven, dig these rhythm and blues.
Most record executives still didn't understand rock and roll, but they could no longer ignore the demand for the big beat. As the record industry opened its doors to new artists, a second wave of performers appeared. One of the first was a lanky Texan with glasses, Buddy Holly.
Rough times, I guess you say, but we've been real lucky getting it this quick.
Well, Tex, nice to have you up here.
Thank
Let's
you,
have
Doc.
a very nice hand for these Texas records.
your name?
Don Everly, age 20.
Only a 20-year-old would say his name in the first place, huh? How about you? What's your name?
Phil Everly, I'm 18 years old.
Will both of you please smile? 18, 20. I think Pat Boone is old enough to be their grandfather. They have a wonderful record, Bye Bye Love. Sing.
Bye-bye love, bye-bye happiness, hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye love, bye-bye sweet caress, hello happiness, I feel.
But while adults were being reassured by the Everly Brothers' soothing harmonies, a new performer was about to appear whose frenzied style would set them worrying again.
Well, Jerry, yes, sir, we're going to have old Jerry Lewis back just a minute. Jerry Lee Lewis with the greatest record I think he's ever recorded. Great Balls of Fire. We'll see you after a while, Jerry, okay?
All right, Mr.
Go out and get you a cold bottle of Coca-Cola.
Thank you.
Hit it,
yeah.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much of love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
I laughed at love, cause I thought it was funny. You came along and moved, and honey, I changed my mind. This love is fine. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Kiss me, baby. Woo! Feels good. Hold me, baby. Well, I want to love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. Wanna tell this world that you're mine. I chew my nails and I twiddle my thumbs. I'm real nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, drive me crazy. A goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
To many, rock and roll had reached its peak with Jerry Lee Lewis. But other forces were conspiring to turn things in a different direction.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4
By this time, Bill Haley's popularity in America had begun to wane. Europe, however, seemed to offer a second chance. Haley was greeted warmly wherever he played. But when the authorities attempted to control this good-natured enthusiasm, it turned to violence. In America, too, things were getting out of hand. After an Alan Freed concert in Boston erupted into violence, police began cracking down at rock and roll shows across the country.
About working all summer just to try to throw the towel. Yeah, every time I call my baby, try to get a date, my boss says,
no doubt, son, you gotta work late.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
In less than 3 years, rock and roll had turned the music industry and young America upside down. But for some of the performers who had given it life, the end was already drawing near.
Rock and roll star Little Richard announced today that he was quitting show business to dedicate his life to God. The always unpredictable singing idol, who claims to have made over $1 million in the last 2 years with hits such as Tutti Frutti and Lucille, has enrolled in a Bible college in Alabama to, in his own words, make peace with Jesus. The abrupt announcement, which came at what seemed the height of his brief career, stunned the music industry and fans everywhere.
Jerry, what about this reception in London? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, sir. We had a very good reception, sir.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, we had a very nice time, and the people treated us real nice.
Well, the papers reported that you were greeted with silence over there and with catcalls from the audience. Is that right?
Well, I can't agree with them there, sir. No, the audience was very nice and very good.
Were you there, Mrs. Lewis? At this?
I was there, but I wasn't at the shows.
Oh, you weren't at the shows? Oh, did you notice anything like that sort of reception?
No, it was a very good reception, I thought.
Why did you leave?
Well, I don't answer those questions, sir. My manager might knock my head off or something.
When were you married?
Pardon?
When were you married?
Well, we leave our personal questions out of this, sir.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
We're here today at the German port of Bremen as Private Elvis Presley arrives in Europe to begin his tour of duty with the American 3rd Armored Division. Hundreds of young German fans have come here to greet Elvis and to get one last look at the king of rock and roll before he disappears into Army life. The military police are doing their best to control the crowd as Elvis presses his way toward the troop train that will take him to the American Army base near Frankfurt. Elvis seems to be taking it all in stride as the fans press closer, aware that this is the last they may see of their singing idol for the next 2 years.
Aware of the changes in the air, Buddy Holly decided to turn his career in a new direction. He left the Crickets, got married, and moved to New York. He wanted to concentrate on songwriting, but performing was lucrative. So in the winter of 1959, he decided to join newcomers Ritchie Valens and the Big Bopper for one more tour.
Three of the nation's top rock and roll singing stars, Ritchie Valens, J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson, and Buddy Holly, died today with their pilot in the crash of a chartered plane. Following an appearance before...
Paul Anka and Fabian were brought in to finish the tour. The popularity of these so-called teen idols was indicative of the changes that were taking place. Their music pretended to be rock and roll, but for the most part was just a parody of it. Ironically, the fans didn't seem to notice.
Felt this way, gonna get 1,000 kicks, kiss 1,000 chicks.
The decade ended as it had begun. The homogenizing influence of the music establishment produced clean-cut, respectable, white performers who stayed well within the bounds of polite entertainment.
Got some change in my pocket.
Gradually but thoroughly, the hard edges of rock and roll were eradicated. The strong regional accents silenced, the spontaneity and the spirit of rebellion stifled.
Turn me loose, I say. Yeah, today is gonna be the day. I want you all to understand. Now I am a man, so turn me loose. know I'm being foolish, well, alright, let people know.
Rock and roll had ignited a revolution, yet there was a price for all that unexpected vitality and flash.
Well, alright.
Elvis, though forever the king of rock and roll, never again achieved the originality of his first recording.
Well, alright. Well, alright.
Bill Haley returned to the small time, where he lived out his days playing rock around the clock at revival concerts. Little Richard, never thoroughly convinced of his religious calling, vacillated between rock and roll and God. Others overcame the tragedies that befell them and attempted to rebuild careers cut short. In one way or another, they all continued to play the music that had brought them fame. And eventually, as rock and roll came of age, some saw their careers revived. But however fate treated them, neither the passage of time nor the whims of popular taste could diminish the magnitude of their contribution. They had left behind an immeasurable legacy. That legacy was rock and roll.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, been snooping around my door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, been snooping around my door. You can wag your tail, but I ain't gonna feed you no more. You told me you was high class, but I can see